What if overthinking isn't just a bad habit, but a defense mechanism your brain thinks is keeping you safe? What if the real reason you're stuck isn't because you're unmotivated, but because your brain has rehearsed hesitation so many times, it's now on autopilot? And what if breaking that loop doesn't take willpower, just 5 seconds of courage? You lie in bed, the lights are off, but your brain? It's doing laps, replaying that awkward moment, not once, but 12 times. Why did I say that? Should I have stayed quiet? Should I have said more? You hover over the send button, your heart pounding. What if they think I'm pushy? Too cold? Too much? You tell yourself, I just need 1 more minute to think. But a minute turns into an hour. You scroll, you distract, you delay. Mel Robbins says this isn't laziness, it's a habit loop. It starts with a tiny pause, hesitation, and that pause, it sets off your brain's alarm system. Excuses flood in, what-ifs, worst-case scenarios, imaginary disasters. Not because you're broken, but because your brain thinks it's protecting you, keeping you safe. Robbins calls hesitation the kiss of death, not just for productivity, for dreams, for courage, for change. The more you think, the less you act. And the less you act, the louder your brain gets, until thinking replaces doing entirely. Meet Andy. Smart, kind, thoughtful, and completely trapped in their own head. Andy had been thinking of asking Maya out for weeks, but every time they tried, what if she says no? What if I make it weird? What if I ruin everything? So Andy rehearsed, over-prepared, waited, until one day, Maya started dating someone else. That hit hard. Andy realized, I'm not protecting myself, I'm preventing myself. They didn't lack courage, they lacked trust. No amount of thinking could bring peace. They didn't need more answers. They needed a pattern break. When we overthink, our brain activates the default mode network. It's the part responsible for daydreaming and reflection. But when unchecked, it becomes rumination. Psychologist Susan Nolan-Hoeksema found that overthinking doesn't lead to clarity. It leads to anxiety and depression. The illusion of control that if we think hard enough, we'll avoid pain is just that, an illusion. While you're busy replaying every possibility, life passes you by. But like any habit, overthinking can be changed. Andy didn't wait to feel ready. They used the 5-second rule. When fear crept in, they counted. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Mel Robbins says this interrupts the default mode and activates the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for action. It's called metacognition, the ability to catch your thoughts before they catch you. Andy also started grounding themselves. 5 things you can see, 4 you can touch, 3 you hear, 2 you smell, 1 you taste. Each step pulled them out of their head and into the present, because overthinking lives in the future and the past. But presence, that's where peace lives. John Acuff said it best in Soundtracks. Your thoughts aren't always true, but they are powerful. Andy started choosing thoughts that helped, not just ones that felt familiar. Eckhart Tolle in The Power of Now reminds us, you are not your mind, you are the awareness behind it. Andy started watching their thoughts instead of being them. James Clear said in Atomic Habits, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Andy built a new system, pause, ground, move. David Goggins in Can't Hurt Me said, you don't rise to courage, you act scared and keep moving. Andy didn't wait for confidence, they created it. Here's how they broke the loop and how you can too. Step 1, interrupt it. Count backward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, move. Step 2, ground yourself. Name what you see, feel, hear, smell, and taste. Step 3, redirect the thought. Ask yourself, is this helpful or just familiar? You don't need better thoughts, you need a better response to them. We're told to wait until we're sure, then act. But clarity doesn't come from thinking, it comes from movement. You don't think your way into confidence. You build it, one action at a time. Andy still gets anxious, still overthinks. But now, they don't obey it. When fear speaks, Andy moves anyway. Tiny decisions, micro courage. They didn't stop overthinking by trying harder. They rewired the habit and reclaimed their power. Now, when the voice says, wait, Andy whispers back, watch me. So what are you overthinking? The message you haven't sent? The dream you haven't started, the truth you've been dodging. Here's your challenge. Don't wait to feel brave. Just move for 10 seconds. Say the first word, write the first line, send the message, take the step. Then come back and comment. Here's what I did. Because the loop ends when you do something different. We're collecting donations, but not the money kind. Just one like, one sub, maybe a share with that bestie who's always starting next Monday. If this hit home, drop your emotional donation below. We're just getting warmed up.